Ho, ho, ho. Welcome, friends. Here's how to make metallic ornaments with musical cutouts. In order to help out with your process, I made these templates. So if you'd like to use these shapes, you can. I made different sizes ranging from 2.5 to 4-inch ornaments. I'll be using 3.25 ornaments, and you can use these in disc ornaments or ball ornaments like these. The first thing I want to do is cut out the outer shape so that way I can cut out my plastic. When I say plastic, I'm talking about acetate, transparencies, or recycled plastic from packaging, like plastic ornament packaging. I'm going to use a silver marker so that way my lines don't show up. I printed my image out on a piece of cardstock so it'd be a little bit thicker. On the plastic, I added a little rectangle to the top so that way I can navigate the plastic inside the ornament. And I've made this change to the templates as well. All you have to do is cut out the circle and the rectangle at the top. I'll begin cutting out the tree. So I have this template. It's easier to cut along the tips and then go back in and cut out the little pieces. I bought this vintage Christmas sheet music so that I can make the cutouts for the inside of the ornaments. You can use any kind of scrapbook paper that you find. I'll use the template to line up on the sheet music, making sure it's facing upward. I like to keep it right on the music. Let's see, I can do this. I can put these points on here so that way it's even, and then I'll trace it with a silver marker again. And I'll cut it out. The cool thing about the sheet music is the same music is on the back side. And if I don't want my silver to show, all I have to do is turn the ornament over. And now I will attach it to here. I can attach it to the front, or I can place it behind, and I can also add something else on the top. For this project, I'm going to place the tree behind, and I'll add the glue to the front side. And I'm using gloss Modge Podge. I just want to make sure the whole thing is covered with it with a nice even coat. Now I'll place my plastic cutout ornament on top of the tree, press down, and smooth it out. If I want to add a temporary tattoo to the front side of the plastic, I want something that's larger. You can see that this adorable Santa Claus stamp got lost. Now I'm going to try this with the candles and see how this works. Maybe it'll work a little bit better. So I'll take the plastic off the front, turn it over, and it looks like there's more space on this side. Press it down. I don't want to move it now. Now I'm going to take a microcloth and wet it down from the inside, coming outward clockwise or counterclockwise, and then repeat that one more time to wet it down really well. And then I'm going to press down for a good 20 to 30 seconds. And then we'll pull off the paper. And now we have candles that blend in with the musical notes. You might like the cutout without the temporary tattoo. However, this is an option. All templates and a list of materials are available beneath this video. So I want the Modge Podge to be dry, and I'm going to gingerly roll it so that way it fits inside the ornament. I think I need to make that a little thinner. Now that the transparency is inside, I'll take a wooden skewer or the end of a paintbrush to smooth it out. And to flatten it out a little bit more behind, I can stuff it with tulle. I'll make a rose gold background, so I could use this glitter gold tulle, or I can use a white tulle. And I think I'll go with the white. I'm going to just pull off a little bit here, cut it. This will help flatten out the image from behind. So here's the image so far. And I did cut off the top so I can put an ornament cap on, but I'm not going to do that just yet. Now we're going to add 2 different colors on the back side. One that will show up on the inside and one will show up on the outside. And I'm using imitation gold leaf. I'm planning to use gold on the inside and red on the outside. This is a technique we used in our last video. It looks like this. And I'm just going to take off the top sheet here. It's about 3 by 3 inches. I want to make sure this is on the front. I'm going to turn it over on the back side. And I think I'm going to add this slowly so that way I have more control over where I add it. I'm not worried about following the lines or anything. I'm just covering the entire back to give it a solid coat. And the goal was to do this without folding on top of one another. However, it really doesn't show up that much once we burnish it down with our fingers. You can see how much the gold is showing behind the tree on this side. It's easier to add a gold border first and then fill in the center. The cool thing is I'm adding the gold leaf without any glue. It sticks to glass and plastic do-it-yourself ornaments. Now I'm adding gold leaf to the center and burnishing it with my finger so that it has a smooth surface. You want to be careful not to rub it with your fingernails, otherwise it will pull off some of the gold leaf. When I add another color on the back, I don't want to add any sealer before finishing the gold leaf. Otherwise, the gold leaf will not stick. And if I get it on the front, all I have to do is scratch it off. And I can also use a little rubbing alcohol. Now this is coming down a little too far, so I'm just going to scratch it off a little bit. And you can scratch the edges to make them look more organic. After finishing the gold leaf, I'm switching to red foil. There are 30 colors to choose from, so you can match your own decor. And I'll start to cover up the edges and bring it in a little bit more. Starting with the border. And I like to bring this around a little bit more on the front so it has that breakout look to it. Isn't this easy? It's fun too. I'm making 3 of them tonight, so they're fairly quick to make. Once I finish adding red to the borders, I can keep the paper backing on the large foil and apply a whole sheet to the back so that I can cover larger areas quickly. I just love this. This is an alternative to painting the ornament. It's very practical and takes less time. Sometimes when I want to cover a smaller area, I'll just cut it out so that way I have the paper backing to help add it on. Once I'm done burnishing it down with my fingers and I can see what it looks like on the front here, I need to apply a coat of sealer. It will scratch off if I leave it like this. Therefore, I'll add another coat of Modge Podge as my sealer. And it'll give it a nice appearance too. It'll be a little bit more dulled down. So one even coat here. And it's a good idea to have a place set up where you can let it dry too. At the end, I've mixed silver and black alcohol inks together so that way I can tone down my ornament caps to make them look a little bit more old. I plan to do this to all my ornament caps so that they look more unified and they have another special loving element. You can use spray paint instead of alcohol inks too. Here's the final ornaments. Happy holidays. Warm wishes, my dear friends.